Hi, gorgeous prep children. I'm here today for your next reading lesson on reading fluency. Today, we're going to be looking at using punctuation to help reading fluency. Our learning focus today is we are learning to read like a storyteller. To be successful today, we'll be able to read the words accurately, read smoothly like we're talking, talk like characters, make our voices match the mood, pay attention to the punctuation, especially today, and reread to smooth out the bumps. So I'm going to go over with you a few little poems about each of the punctuations we might find in our reading. I know a lot of you will know lots of the different punctuation we can find, but let's go over them. This is a full stop. Full stop. I am a full stop. I look just like a dot. Every time you see me, you must stop. So when you see a full stop in your reading, it means you stop and take a breath. The next one is an apostrophe. I am an apostrophe. I have two jobs to do. You see me in contractions and to show what belongs to who. Sometimes we see them when we find words that belong to people. So, for example, this is Johnny's thing, okay, and it's up the top, not down the bottom like a comma. Let's move on to one of my favorites, the exclamation mark. I am an exclamation mark. I'm full of surprise. Every time you see me, widen your eyes. So when you see this here, the exclamation mark, you must change your voice to make it sound excitable. I'll show you a bit later on. A question mark. A question mark is really important. It tells us a lot about the sentence we are reading. I am a question mark. I ask a lot of things. Every time you see me, I wonder what it'll be. So a question mark is obviously used when someone is asking a question in a book or in writing. Quotation marks, and we actually call these talking marks. Talking marks are really important because they indicate to us if we need to put on a character's voice. We are talking marks. We're in a group of two. Every time you see us, talking is what we do. And then we have the comma. The comma will be found throughout sentences. It's a bit like something we use instead of the word and to make our sentences flow better. I am a comma. I look just like a hook. Every time you see me, slow down and look. So it's a sign to slow down and continue on. Okay, so let's now put a bit of punctuation to practice. So I'm going to read the fabulous Olga the Brolga, just a couple of pages to you by Rod Clement. Check and see what punctuation I do and don't use. And I will stop you if I have done the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. Olga the Brolga was in a terrible mood. She was whiny and pushy and downright rude. She jumped on the table, knocked over the tea. Will you dance with me, Dad? Please, please, please dance with me. Was there something funny about my reading just then? Who can tell me? Oh, you're right. I didn't read and use the punctuation. Sometimes the punctuation tells us to read in a certain way. And in this case, there was a question mark and an exclamation mark, which means I needed to phrase the question like I was asking a question to someone. And I needed to make my reading exciting when I saw the exclamation mark. Let me try again and show you. She jumped on the table, knocked over the tea. Will you dance with me, Dad? Please, please, dance with me. Her father looked cross and straightened his paper. I'm having my breakfast, so no, maybe later. Do you see how I pause a little bit then when you see the comma just here after no? Very important. Don't ask me, said her mum. Don't ask me again. Don't ask me where. Don't ask me when. Now hop off the table. Dance outside for a while. Go dance with your friend, the old crocodile. Did I read a bit fast then? Maybe a little bit. I didn't pay attention to the comma here where it says, go dance with your friend, the old crocodile. I'm going to try it again. Now hop off the table. Dance outside for a while. Go dance with your friend, the old crocodile. It helps us pace a little bit better when we use the comma and we notice it in the writing. Ellie lay in the sun, her mouth yawning wide, her tail in the water, being lapped by the tide. Ellie! Cried Elga, giving Ellie a fright. Your tummy's too big and your skin's too tight. You dance with me, we'll be jiving and grooving. I think I was reading too fast then. I better go back and check because I didn't actually pay attention to the punctuation. We must always pay attention to punctuation and not read too fast. Punctuation can make us get confused. Did you see how Mrs. Tabone got a bit confused just then? I'm going to go back and start from the start, and I'm going to pay attention to the punctuation. You can see there, here where it says Ellie, there is talking marks. It tells me that I must change the way I say it, like the character. I'm going to have another go. Ellie, cried Olga, giving Ellie a fright. Your tummy's too big and your skin's too tight. You must dance with me. We'll go jiving and grooving. No, Ellie, replied Ellie. I'm very happy, not moving. Why don't you ask Joanna Jacana? I saw her dancing last night at the club Tropicana. You'll notice there, I raised my voice a little bit when I said, why don't you ask Joanna Jacana? Sometimes when we ask questions, we change the tone of our voice. Like if I was asking you a question, how are you feeling? I wouldn't say, how are you feeling? That's like a robot. I would say, how are you feeling? We change the way we say it. Okay, let's revise. Using punctuation when reading aloud is really important. It helps us to read with expression and it helps us to know how to read. An exclamation mark is all about showing excitement, and it tells us to stop and our voice goes up. A full stop is a stop. We stop, we regroup, and we go again. Question marks tell us to stop, and our voice does go up when we ask a question. When we use a comma, it helps us pause, to slow down, take a breath, and keep going. And talking marks are the go. Keep going like you're talking and imagine you're being a character. Read like you're speaking, not like a robot. So today we are going to be going on a punctuation hunt while we read our fiction books. Today I want you to try this with just fiction books. So they are books that are about not real things. Remember, non-fiction are books where we are looking at things that are fact. I want you to use your stories today, and I want you to go on a punctuation hunt, and you're going to find as many question marks, exclamation marks, talking marks, full stops, commas, and apostrophes as you can. While you're reading your story, make sure you pay attention to the punctuation and you do what I've just taught you. So when you come to a question mark, your voice goes up and you ask it like a question. When you see talking marks, you sound like the character. Once you've done that, I want you to do a reading reflection and reflect on what you did today, what as a good reader you have done. So your reading reflection can start with, I was a good reader today because, and then you're going to finish the sentence for me. Here's what I did. So I'm just going to move me. The punctuation hunt, I have found 3 question marks, 3 exclamation marks, 4 talking marks, 5 full stops, 2 commas, and 1 apostrophe. Okay, and when I got to each of those punctuation marks, I made sure I paid attention to them. Today, I finished my reflection as well. It says, I was a good reader today because I used the punctuation to help make my reading sound smooth. I paid attention and paused at full stops. So once you've done this, make sure you reflect on that punctuation and use it readily in all of your reading. Good luck, preps. See you later.